And now I can see that I have my header region here, just as I designated it right here, and it's large. And then I have a paragraph region, and it's designated right here. So let's move on. Now look, there's also another section. Now this is the main header, but what if I wanted to add another one that's not quite as major as this one? Well, that's what's called an H2. So I'm going to add to my code here, indent, H2 opener, H2 closer, and then I'm going to say web designer here, Control C. I'm going to put this in this space, Control V, and I'm going to then add this content here as a paragraph, Control copy. So under that, I'm going to indent P opener, P close. I always put both tags in. Oops. And then I'll fill that with my content. All right. I'm going to hit Control Save to save this. I'm going to go to my web page here. Oops. Let me see if I still have my web page up, and I think I closed it. So I'm going to go to my folder. I'm going to right click. Remember, I'm using this version because I had it, this one wouldn't open up for me, so I'll fix that in a little bit. I'm going to go to open in Chrome. Now look at the difference. H1 is this big, and an H2 is this big. So I have kind of like the main header of a page, like main header of a page, and I have kind of like a secondary header, like you would in a newspaper or something like that. And so as we go along, this is the kind of thing that we're doing. I can't stress enough how important it is for you to become familiar with your opening and your closing tags. Always, always, always make sure you can keep track of them. Even these are the ones that are the hardest, the ones that are spread out. Body and body. And so make sure you can identify them and see them. Now let's look at one other that's a little bit trickier, and that is what's called an unordered list. An unordered list looks like this. You have two elements. You have the unordered list, which has an opening and a closing tag, like so. But the tricky part is, inside of that, you have the actual list elements. So here's this is going to be an unordered list. But inside of that, I actually have to have the list items. So I have to have an opening tag and a closing tag for that. So I have my list element. So let's just say item 1 goes here. And I'm going to copy that. And I'm simply going to add 2 more elements here. And item 1, 2, 3. All right. So I have an opening and a closing for the unordered list, but inside of that list, I have the list elements themselves. If I save that, and then I go back to my web page that I've been looking at, if I refresh my page, notice that here are those items. And they are now designated as, they have a little marker showing that they are a list of some sort. So this is what you're doing. This is called markup because you're marking up the page to designate what's inside of specific tags has an attribute. You know, an H1 attribute, an H1. This text has the H1 attributes. This text has the paragraph attributes, which is using this text, font, color, size, all those things. Now, right now, things are predetermined, and there's kind of a default settings. But what we begin to do is manipulate these things. So I could have my H1 heading have a specific font and a specific color and a specific size and be in a specific place. And those things are what's coming. But for the most part, you have to follow the instructions on Project 1. You're going to be marking up the page as you go down. Your page is going to look something like this page. You've got to make sure that you understand how to upload this to a server and give me the proper URL. You are not going to be sending me a URL that looks like this, that has this. I'm going to copy and paste it over here so you can see it. That has this. This is incorrect. This has to do with your local machine and your local computer. It is not for the it's not online yet. I cannot open this from my computer. This is only for you on your local machine. You will study the notes. I have videos that go into that in detail that show how you do that. So it's very important that you understand these basic things before you move on. Now, you also want to go into validation. I have a video about that. So make sure you're watching these videos. If you're going to the class, web page, my home page here, go into the schedule. Make sure you are following along in these videos. All these videos are here to help go through these things. I'm changing them, updating them all along as we go. And make sure you are following along, watching those as needed. All right. I hope this gets you started. If you have any questions, you can email me. You can use my Gmail. We can do video chats. So good luck and keep trying. This beginning part is a little tricky. You got to get the basics down, but once you get going, I think you'll get the hang of it.